Everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back with you to talk about House of Villain season 3, episode 7. Where's Akiva? Oh my God, season 3, episode 7. Okay, put your super beds together and get your nutsacks ready and your 69ing puppets because it's time for another week of House of Villains. And now, here with us to talk about it, it's Chappell. Chappell, how are you?
I'm feeling villainous. I'm feeling good. Or bad. I don't know. I guess is feeling villainous good. I guess in this sense it is. But yeah. I'm enjoying this roller coaster. I'm a little annoyed by the end of this episode. But other than that,
Cliffhanger.
We're having a good time here.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do? And here with us to talk about it all, it's Jenny Autumn. Jenny, how are you?
I'm good, Rob. I'm a little disappointed that my squirrel costume was at the dry cleaner, so I couldn't wear it tonight. Was really feeling inspired by the costumes. Would you believe that I had a squirrel? I'm so glad when you bring your nutsack.
Yeah, it's right behind me.
It's a really important accessory.
Yeah, I keep it over here. It's where I eat my almonds.
Yes. Yes. All right. We're going to talk about everything from this week where it was Kate's world and everybody was living in it. Where what a run that Kate is on as she's really like dominated this middle portion of the game.
As a stan, I could not be happier. I'm so used to giving, and now it's time for me to receive. Jenny will tell you, of all the nervousness we had during the preseason interviews, I was like, I don't know, Jenny. I don't know how we're going to talk to Paul. I really don't know how we're going to talk to Tyson. I'm afraid of Drita. But Kate, I felt like we connected. I feel like that's my person. She is my person. I am her person. We get each other. And so to see her in her challenge beast era, but also in her strategic era as well, if she wins this season, I'm going to be unbearable. You're never going to hear me shut up about it. I love this woman so much.
It's crazy to see like people that we love warring with each other, but at like, obviously we have some rooting interests here and there, but it's really fun getting to see Kate dominate and just really play such a unique villain game where she is being a villain and she's also gaming. Like she's kind of playing a well-rounded villain game, I feel like, because being a villain on this show can mean different things. And I feel like Kate might be the most well-rounded actual villain that this show has seen 3 seasons in. Maybe too soon to say that. I don't know. I just feel like she's kind of bringing it from every angle.
This is it. This is what we're looking for, Rob. This is what we're looking for. Rob, this lady is such a villain that she got Tyson shook. Tyson is hiding from Kate throughout this episode. Yeah. This is so good.
Well, she's so atypical in terms of how she approaches things, where I think that most villains, they want it worse than the other person. They're, when we talk about villains in other TV shows and movies, it's like, they are willing to do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. And sometimes they even have goals that are admirable, but they're willing to do things to accomplish what they want that nobody else is willing to do. Kate is not that. Kate does not even seemingly want to be on the show. Any reason that she has to continue on with the show is just to spite the other contestants that she doesn't like.
Is that not the best villainous motivation of all time? Is just like, I'm here because I don't like y'all and I want to make life worse for y'all. I don't even necessarily want to win, but I'm driven by vengeance at this point. To me, that is a true villain, right? It's not about winning the game. It's not about other means. It's how do I make everybody else's life more miserable? And this isn't the first time we've seen Kate like this. Don't look back at Kate's time on The Traitors, right? They're like, please, can we get rid of this woman? She's like, please get rid of me. But while I'm here, I'm going to be such a brat about this thing till y'all are going to hate me. I love this woman so much. I think that although she's saying she doesn't want to win, I can't really quibble with a lot of her strategic choices. I don't know what she's going to do after this episode, but right now she's locked in. She's not being snowed by these more seasoned game players like Tyson. And there's a few things that have happened that she's been really dialed in on it. She's making really good connections. And so although she is driven by spite and revenge and pettiness, the outcomes are outweighing all of that because she's doing really well in the game.
So I felt like that Kate really gave you the complete ethos of Kate as a character in the scene where she's with Paul and Paul is trying to talk to her. She's like, get to it. Just tell me. And then he's like talking. And then she basically cuts him off to say like, listen, you're with me until you piss me off. That's it.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Yeah. I feel like she has something that I thought kind of worked for New York strategically in previous seasons where like people are also kind of afraid of her. So she gets allies by just being like, I don't want to poke the bear. And please know that this means a lot coming from me because I adore Miss New York. But Kate is kind of taking it to but Kate is kind of taking it to the next level because she is keeping people on her side out of fear and also winning, getting herself in a position to make moves and is actually doing like able to do something with that fear of her. It's very, very powerful. Like wanting to win just so that other people that you hate can't win is so funny. It's really what is driving Kate here. And yeah, like I think that the only person in this house that really isn't like afraid of her or like somewhat intimidated by her is Drita.
I don't know. She might be a little afraid of her
but
too.
even Drita, like I feel like she's mentioning she's gangster. Like that woman's gangster. And so it's like I think it's maybe more of like a respect than a fear, but it's also just like a slightly fearful respect. Whereas like everyone else is also just like, I don't know what to do with you. You are terrifying. Because it's just no BS. Like she's like, cut the crap, Paul. Like just tell me like, yeah, we're good. Like she is not paying lip service to anyone.
However, I do think that from a gameplay standpoint, there are some things that she might have missed. It's all fun and games when people are pissing you off, right? Like, okay, now I have a reason to put you up. But I was kind of talking about this last week with 3 nominees having to go up on the block. You only have so many enemies. Right now, she has a ton of allies, and that 3rd spot has to be filled by somebody. She told Paul point blank, I'm not putting you up. So if that is the truth, we're looking at either New York, Drita, or Christine to go up on the block here. And those are not only her allies, but these are people who are willing to work with her and that maybe like her a lot and kind of respect her. I think that kind of that is the thing that you will look at people and say, all right, well, maybe I don't trust you as much, right? Because I think Christine says we're all together. New York and Kate are roommates, and you put New York up. I don't know. God bless you. And then of course, and then she would never put up Drita, right? Because God bless you. So I'm very concerned with her after this. But to this point, Kate has been so fun to watch, and watching her learn the game on the fly has been fun too.
Do you think that maybe if we're going to start to explore who she could put up on the block, do you think that maybe Paul ultimately does end up being the 3rd person in that she could say to him like, hey, we need somebody that's going to stop Tyson from winning the what do they call it, the challenge to get back in?
Redemption challenge.
The redemption challenge. Yes. Which Tyson has won the Edge of Extinction challenge to get back in. So who are you going to put into the challenge that's going to beat Tyson? Here's
what I think. This is just what because we obviously get a cliffhanger at the end of the episode. We don't know who the 3rd nominee is going to be. I think that if Kate was following that rationale, Rob, then yes, that is the good choice is to put up Paul and just be like, the target is Tyson. He's already won one redemption challenge, but you are a really good competitor, and I need to put someone there that has a chance to beat him so we can finally get him out. Sure. However, she did literally already tell him that he wasn't going up, and I do think that to an extent, Kate is a woman, like woman of her word, and I don't know that she's going to go back on it. I actually think that Kate has done an excellent job by talking a lot about how the third nominee is unnecessary. It's just out of process. She doesn't even like that she has to do it, that she's really hammered home ahead of time that whoever is the third nominee, don't take it personally. It means nothing. One of these two are going home. And I think my feeling is that she's going to pick the person that I think is going to be the most inconsequential to her game by putting them up, and I think it's going to be Christine. And I think it's a good move, because I think what she says is, I am putting up someone that I know will not go home next to one of these guys. You compliment her by being like, everyone else here is going to vote to keep you over Tyson or Tom. I didn't want to put up another person and risk something crazy going on and perhaps someone taking them out. Christine, you are there by process only. And I actually think that that's the best move, because you're right. You do not want to piss off Drita or New York here. And you did promise Paul. So I think that that's probably the right move. And I do really feel like that's what Kate's going to do here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is Tyson her target, or is Tom her target?
Tyson is definitely the target. He's definitely the target. She likes Tom, but she just like, if we can get rid of Tyson, we can pull Tom over to our side even tighter. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go work with Paul? I mean, even if he does, what are they going to do? Just the two of them. We don't think that Tom has any real alliance with Drita or with Christine. So yeah, leaving Tom in the game is great for Kate. She has a good working relationship with Tom, and if anything, the wedge between her and Tom is Tyson. And it's very clear that if Tyson wasn't there, she would have aligned with Tom even earlier.
Yeah,
I don't think that she's going to necessarily want to pull Tom back in. It might depend. Like if I think she wants Tyson gone, and I think that she feels like Tyson is like a bad influence on Tom, and that you know, that's
you're a
the
bad
problem.
influence on Tom Sandoval.
On Tom Sandoval.
Who knew?
This
Who knew? Listen, I'm just
nice
saying,
guy.
Only one spoken for man in this house has locked lips with another lady here, and it's not Tom Sandoval. All right,
he's a loyal guy. He's a loyal guy.
Who's the bad influence? So yeah, I think that it's really clear that that's what Kate wants to happen, and I think that she's kind of like closed the book on Tom and has decided, like, you chose this path, and you've let this guy, do things against me. So you're no good to me anymore. I think that Tom Sandoval is probably dead to her.
All right. Well, let's go back through everything from this hour of House of Villains, and really so much drama over the letter that Joel dropped off at the end of the episode when he came by and put this booby trap out there, the cursed letter, which really was going to determine who was going to end up on the chopping block, on the hit list. It was ultimately Tyson who finds it first. And then I wonder, was it worse for people who got the letter after Tyson that they were on the hit list, or that Tyson had the letter in his ass?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. He did tuck that away for safekeeping. Well, this isn't unlike Tyson. He's definitely stuffs things in his crotch, because you wouldn't be able to tell if there was a bulge or not. You wouldn't be able to know. So if Tyson got a little ass on him, no one's going to really look at that letter and think, okay. I think he has something. I think that it's a choice. I definitely wouldn't want to open it. But they didn't know. They tried. They didn't know. Tom probably wouldn't even mind in a weird way. I think him and Tyson are just bonded like that now, or at least they did when Tyson gave Tom the letter to open up.
Well, Tom didn't even seem to mind that he was going to go on the hit list. I feel like that Tyson was trying to explain to him, like, what's going to happen to you if you open the letter. He's like, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Now we'll be in this together. Now we're officially back because now we shared this curse.
Like
it's interesting.
In your hand and,
in the moment, it was like he was bestowing it upon, like, to bequeathing, if you will, to Tom, to basically be like, this is what happens to you if you open it. I'm gonna give it to you. You can decide what you want to do with it. I don't even think Tyson said you should open it. He basically told him, this is what happens if you open it, but we need to pass it on to somebody else and have them be the last person.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he couldn't help himself. Tom is just a curious little kitten.
Well, do you blame Tom? He has reason not to trust Tyson. And so Tyson is saying, hey, transparent, this is definitely something you don't need to open. If I'm Tom, I'm thinking, okay, I could trust him in this moment, but should I? Should I really take his word for it? Or is Tyson trying to double bluff me? If Tyson's saying like, oh, definitely don't open this thing, I promise you it is not good for you. It's like, I'll check it out. And then if it is bad for me, if I do end up on the hit list, at least Tyson and I are in this together, like the brothers that we are. We see them in some very compromising positions in this episode, and I don't think they would want it any different.
He was so happy to be on the hit list.
Yeah, with his boy.
I don't think I as much as I am enjoying budding gamer Squirrel Tom Sandoval, I don't believe that he was, I need to look at this to make sure that Tyson isn't lying to me. He is like, I see thing, I need to see thing. Like, I just want to like shiny toy. Like, he can't help himself. So I think ultimately he does trust Tyson at this point, and it was just about the fact, like, well, I want to read it for myself. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna give it to somebody else. He's an impulsive person, I would say, and so as soon as he knew that there was a thing to open, all bets were off. He was gonna open it.
Yeah. Okay, so they I thought the letter itself was everybody. It's like, congratulations, you opened an envelope. That's what it started.
It's a death sentence, you know?
Yeah.
A sentence that put you on the hit list, a literal death sentence.
Yeah. Okay. So then they try to figure out what to do next. And so they end up with that Kate is the person that Tyson wants to read it, but Tom wants to warn Kate not to read it.
And they put the envelope down in plain sight, and then say, okay, well, now let me go find Kate and make sure that she doesn't want to read it. She beats them to it. And of course, because of the way they're acting, she's like, I knew it. I knew I couldn't trust Tom Sandoval and Tyson. I'm thinking, oh, Tom, he's trying so hard to be loyal and all this other stuff, and it's just backfiring on him. Was he really trying? I think if he wasn't, this show is pretty honest about giving us flashbacks and, the shots of I think if he wasn't, this show would definitely be like, Tom is lying, but this made it look like he was checking room to room, and he just didn't get there in time. He seemed pretty sincere about liking Kate. Yeah.
No, I truly believe that he was not looking to screw Kate here. Like, in Tom's mind, it's like he's got these friends and he just is trying to get all of his friends together. He sincerely was kind of like, okay, let's get Kate in on this and decide who we're gonna get to open this. And like, how big is this house? Like, how is it so hard to find somebody? We could even see, like, I think maybe she was in a bathroom or something, because like on the screen it like pointed to where Kate was as Tom was looking for. He just gives up so easily. It's like, oh well, I guess she's gone forever.
Do you think that Tom felt like, okay, well, maybe once she opens the letter, then now we're all in this together. Now, like, we'll work together to figure out who we're going to give the letter to next?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's an awful idea if you can help somebody get that off their back and have no claim to it, but because they don't get to take Kate and time, and it does look like they're very invested in her opening it, or at least them not opening it. I think she very clearly saw through them that they had something to do with it. And they weren't doing each other any favors. There's a moment when Kate's downstairs with the envelope and they're peeking over the rail. Like, did she open it yet? Did Drita open it? Did anybody open it? Say, hey, I don't really know what's going on, but I know you two are involved. And good on Christine. Christine almost picks it up, and she says, Tyson has grabbed literally every other thing in this house that existed. And now all of a sudden Tyson doesn't want to touch the letter. Shenanigans. And she walks off. Good on her.
That was the best game read Christine has had.
Pretty good.
The entire game. It was she was spitting truth there. So
yeah. And then it ends up falling off the balcony.
She threw it. She said,
threw it.
I don't know who to give it to, so I'm just gonna throw this thing on Kate. Please lock in.
And then I thought Drita was gonna pick it up.
Well, this is where I think that if Tom and Tyson, more so Tom, because I think in Tyson's mind, like, he needs to let Tom do what he wants to do because he's in the business of keeping Tom happy now. And so if Tom wants to get Kate on his side, like, that's what he's going to let him do. But Tyson's also kind of like, if Kate ends up on the hit list, that wouldn't be too bad. But if Tom more so was really concerned about trying to actually warn Kate, you wait, you make sure you get her, and then you say, okay, now we've all opened it. We need to strategically decide who we want to end up with it, because the more people that find out about it, they're going to warn other people. So we need to keep this between the three of us and figure out ultimately who we want to end up with this. And Tom just said, oh well, like that was what needed to happen. But on the other hand, Kate kind of does the same thing where she's like, well, there's no point in trying to get anyone else to open this right now. Like, she said, New York is sleeping. Who knows where Paul is? I don't know. Maybe go try to find Paul. That this is someone who will open it. Like, the fact that
Tyson
she
was warning him,
said,
though. Yeah.
But not yet.
Tyson
Tyson
did eventually go warn him. Yeah, but even then, what is she supposed to do? Walk outside with an envelope and go, Paul, you should open this. He's on the phone with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
she didn't care though.
Yeah, she throws it. Drita, Rob, to your point. I love Drita as a character, and I haven't figured out if she is leaning into this mob wife character or is she just a mob wife character, because she's saying, yeah, I wasn't opening that envelope because that's mail fraud, and I ain't crazy. You know, I was like, wait, what is she really? It sounds like a joke, yes, but also knowing her background, there's also another moment where she says something like, yeah, this must be karma for all the people I beat up in my day. I was thinking, is she joking or is she dead ass serious? Like, Drita been cracking skulls. And so when she gets the envelope, she says, yeah, I prefer a believer. You see something like that, you mind your own business. You stay out of it. I was like, oh, okay, well, I believe her. And she was locked in too. She saw them watching her. So there was no reason for her to open it. She just felt like if they weren't watching her so closely, if they weren't so invested in her opening it, she could have, but her mobster ties have taught her differently.
I'd like to talk about Drita might have like the best strategy there is for House of Villains, and I'd love to see if you two can poke the holes in it, where Drita's strategy seems to be, well, I wouldn't say stay out of the drama, but she's going to at least not win Supervillain. She somehow managed to stay off the hit list, and then she's going to vote for whoever is going home. And she has somehow maybe hacked the game where the jury's going to come back and the one person that they're always going to like is Drita.
Especially because that's been kind of, you know, one of the, you could say, issues with this show is that, like, oh, it's about being a villain, and then ultimately people end up voting for who they like the most. And like this strategy literally gets talked about in, you know, like meta style in this episode. It's actually a thing though. It's like it's the sort of thing where I here's the thing. It is a strategy. It is a good strategy. Obviously, in most social strategy games that involve a jury format, being a liked person 9 times out of 10 is just better. In terms of like, that is a better shot to win than like having the best moves or whatever. Like, we've seen it time and time again, and it seems that House of Villains is no different. So having a lot of friends that look at you and aren't like feeling like that person screwed me is a helpful thing. However, in Drita's explanation about, you know, voting to keep Johnny, voting to keep Plain Jane, voting to keep Jackie, those were all valid things too, like where it's like she's not necessarily bullshitting there. Like she did like all of those people and did have a good relationship with those people. She's been losing allies, and she also just doesn't care about like going with the house. So it's like I think that she is being authentic to her, but it also is working out really well for her.
Yeah, it's working out right now. She just needs the majority of the votes, right? We've seen this on Survivor. We've seen this on Big Brother. Just because your alliance gets decimated, and as long as they don't blame you, they're saying, okay, let me vote for my friend. She was playing hard, and she stayed loyal to me, and so I'm going to repay her by being on the same type of alliance that I was the same time that I was on. Now, it's easy right now when you have these house targets, essentially, you know, with Johnny, nobody really loved Johnny, playing. Okay, fine. You know, but when you get down to, okay, what happens when it's Kate, you know, on the chopping block, and, you know, she votes out the other direction instead of voting Kate, right? Does she lose Kate's vote right there? Tyson obviously sees through this. Does he respect it if she's always doing this same exact move? Tom and Tyson are kind of tied together. So does Tom gonna go with the flow that Tyson goes with? You know, we don't know how Christine's gonna vote. So if they see that, you know, she's not loyal, and I think that's the biggest issue here, because Drita will get to the end and say, I was loyal. But if you never stood for anything the whole time, were you loyal? And I don't know if she can articulate that like a seasoned game player, Rob. Like, I think some people could do it, but I don't know about Drita.
Well, I think that maybe coming from the mob wives background, where she's sort of like, you know, in my family, we're loyal. You know, I think she could really play that up of like, hey, I was loyal to the people. I ain't no rat. I ain't gonna flip. Yeah, I'm not wearing a wire.
We would never have to worry about Drita snitching, right? That's just one thing that you don't. But at the same time, you know, at one point or another, New York is going to end up on the block. Christine is going to end up on the block. Kate's going to end up on the block, and they're all in her alliance. You know, right now, I think the Charlie's Angels alliance of Drita, Kate, and Christine are doing well, but you got to pick somebody eventually. And that means you cannot be loyal to everybody in this game. You're going to have to burn someone at some point or another, and the people might lose respect for her. But right now, she seems like she's unstoppable. They can't figure out a way to throw her off, because she's just going to do what she wants to do.
I also think there's like an element of feeling like, in order to gain the respect of the people that are voting, you need to have at least seen some sort of adversity. And so the fact that if she can get to the end without getting put on the hit list, and I'm trying to think mathematically if that's possible. I'm like blanking on how we get to the end, because we're running short on numbers, and if we have to put 3 people up all the time. But like, if she's never in a position of power, and she's also just like never really at risk, are people just being like, yeah, it was easy to be beloved by people because you were never in a position where you had to like screw anyone, and you were never you were pretty safe the entire time. So other people that had to fight, you know, their way off of the hit list, or they had to like, you know, piss people off, might be like, I'm not rewarding that. Like, we all had to like be villains and get our hands dirty. Like, I could see a scenario where that is someone's rationale against Drita, but also it is as simple as like, she could be next to 2 people that they just don't want to reward because they're like, you think you should win, so I don't want you to win. Like, it's that simple.
Rob, it's very Dr. Will, you know, just like I'm you know, I'm just gonna make friends with the people, and I'm gonna talk my shit, and I'm never gonna win, and so you can never blame me for anything. Y'all took out each other, not me.
Wow.
Dr. Will and Dr. Ida. Who did it better?
Was it worth it, Rob? Was it worth it?
It made me think for a second. So you know what?
It was a thinker. Yeah.
You made my brain cells rub together for a moment.
Yeah, and look, there's proof of concept here anyway, because in season 1, Tanisha wins, and she never is supervillain at any point throughout the game. I'm pretty sure Safari was supervillain at one point or another in season 2, but he was also sitting next to Wes, which is, you know, a pretty winning position to be in. Yeah. Matter of fact, Safari was the first supervillain. So maybe, you know, he goes so far without burning a lot of people. Sure. He got Larissa kicked out of the game, but getting a Larissa kicked out of the game is not going to make a ton of enemies. So yeah, maybe winning Supervillain is just not the strategy of winning House of Villains. Ironically enough, you don't want to be a supervillain; you want to be the supervillain at the end.
Because every time you get it, you have to put up 3 people.
New York hasn't won because the game is flawed.
Yeah.
She was so close tonight.
She was so close. She was so close.
She won so bad. And honestly, I'm so upset. We should talk about the challenge, of course. But like, I literally felt like this was made for her because she was talking about how she talks to the birds, she talks to the squirrels. And I really thought that this was going to be her challenge.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the challenge, and we see everybody getting ready for the challenge. And I did think that New York said that, hey, another tip for House of Villains is go to bed early, because when you go to bed early, then you're sleeping and you can't be part of the Fuckery.
Fukeri, yeah, that's how you stay out of the fray.
Yes,
Rob making
the
me
Japanese
think
word
again.
Fukari. Yes,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, she's not wrong. I mean, we've seen people, and of course you haven't, but in the past, whole storylines have been developed over people waking people up. With Tanisha and her pots and pans, Bobby Lights just being Bobby Lights. Just matter of fact, it was New York he was torturing. But yeah, she lives here. She's very comfortable, and so she's okay with kind of staying out of the way. She's not making any enemies here.
Okay.
And that's been a strategy for her. Like that has been working, but she's getting to the point where like she wants some power. She wants
some blood
to
on her
do
hands.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about our challenge? And what was the name of this challenge?
Nut jobs.
Nut jobs. Okay.
Nut jobs.
And we're going to talk about our nuts and our sacks.
Yeah.
And our loads.
Blowing our loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel was just like, he was packing in the innuendo on this one. Like, this show is always a little, pushing the envelope that you will find in the pantry to open later. But this, I feel like, was the most concentrated, like, yeah, we're just going for it here. And Joel was committed. Like he wasn't cracking a smile. He was just delivering everything like it was facts. Yeah. Don't blow your load too much, like too early. It was great.
It felt like the slop. Jenny, those episodes when it's the 3 of us on the slop and Rob just kind of nods his head and like, do your thing. It's like, okay, we're gonna talk about that. Let's do it. Talk about balls today. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Honestly, this challenge felt like it was written by Chappell and I. And that's why we love this show so much.
They know me so well.
What if it's a good strategic like math challenge, but also
balls,
lots of nutsack puns, and also they're dressed like squirrels, and Joel is a park ranger, and you don't want to blow your load. Like it does feel like just Chappell and I riffing off of each other.
It took me a couple of rounds to figure out exactly how this game worked, but you had to divvy up your nuts and then have enough to keep moving on.
Basically, yeah, but you can't have the least. If you have the least amount of nuts, you're eliminated, even if you tie with somebody else. And so you have to have enough nuts to get to the next round, so that and still leave yourself enough nuts to continue until the final round, in which case whoever has the most at that point will win the game.
Yeah.
You need stamina because it's like there are multiple rounds and you don't get to refill your nuts.
It's not a break, not a recharge period, not at all.
Yeah, like this is not a renewable resource here. And so you truly have to think about what's enough to get the job done, but what's not too much that I can't keep the job going, And that was what was truly important here. And we see some good like strategic game players here maybe do too little. Like this is one of those things where you're like, okay, you're looking at Tyson and Paul, who have played a lot of challenges like this in their time on reality television, and you think like, they're gonna know the best way to do this. And I think maybe in another scenario, how they perform in the first round might have worked, but you've got people here being like, I don't know. Drita dropped 17 nuts in the first round. 17 of 30.
Crazy. That'll kill you. That'll really kill you. No, it did feel like Tyson and Paul were too focused on nut retention, and they really should have just been divvying it out more evenly, or and not being so conservative with their nuts.
Yeah, they edged too close to the sun,
or not close enough. Honestly, yeah, not close enough.
Maybe they needed to be closer to the sun.
They were,
Here's the other thing: is like, so. Could you have put nuts in other people's sacks?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You have to put them in your own sack because, like, what if you just want to, like, make sure, like, what if you're like, I don't have enough nuts to win this game. I just want to help my friend.
I think that there was a scenario where, say, like, you got down to the last three, and the last three was what? It was New York and
Drita
Kate and Drita. And say that, hey, I just, well, then you would knock yourself out then at that point.
Yeah. There's no real merit to you knocking yourself out unless you just don't want to win and you want to help somebody else win.
Yeah, maybe at the like, hey, I don't want to be supervillain, and so I want
them to be supervillain.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you just know, like, okay, so if Tyson wants to strategize with Tom, make sure, and like we see this early in the challenge where he comes out and flashes to Tom that he put 4 in his basket. Like, if you want to work together and you're like, okay, I don't think I have enough left to win the game, but Tom does. I want to help him win. So instead of using my nuts on myself, I'm going to like let him save some nuts here. For the later rounds where I need him to beat these other people, and I'm going to gift him nuts into his sack from mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like, that must not have been allowed because I just think that is a good way if you want to collude with someone.
Jenny, this is not a show where things are not allowed. I think that, like, if Tom and Tyson want to work together, if they want to, and it was like, hey, hey, Tom, I really want you to be supervillain of the week this week. Like, when I'll go in there and I'll put you, like, save your nuts. I'll put my nuts in your bag and you'll go further. I think they would have let them do that.
And
I don't know.
To be fair, maybe Tyson would have gotten there if the situation presented itself. However, him and Paul are eliminated immediately.
We'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we had a moment where it looked like that New York was going to potentially be the first ever supervillain for the first ever time, and then ultimately. For Lucy and Ethel, it was a showdown in the final 2.
Incredible. Kate saying, I really want to be a supervillain because I want to come off the hit list. And New York been like, okay, girl, I only got 3 nuts. And we find out New York really wants to be supervillain all of a sudden. And we've never seen this energy from her where she is looking to get power for herself, probably because she knows that Tyson's on the ropes and Tyson is her number 1 ally. So she knows if Kate wins, Tyson's probably going up. I was really rooting for New York because in a way, I don't want, of course, I don't want Tyson to go home. But I also knew that New York would leave Kate up there, but she would very much be trying to get out somebody she doesn't like or somebody she's not working with. And she likes Kate. So I thought New York winning this was the best case scenario for me in my life. But Kate's in her challenge beast era. She did it again.
She said these supervillain challenges are impossible. She didn't even think that she could win, even though she won the last one. And then here she is, and she's back, supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do love that. Like, New York was lying and was basically like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna let you win, and like. She's a gamer. She's like, no, I want this for myself. Like, this is, and it wasn't even just about like, I want to keep myself safe. I want to keep my like friends safe. She's like, I want to win my first thing. Like, she cares about the pride of it all. But I do think that, Chappell, to what you were saying about New York being the best case scenario, I think that New York probably puts Drita and Christine, or Drita and Paul, maybe. Yeah, probably Paul, up against Kate. And there's a chance that Kate goes. Like, there's a chance that Tyson is like, she put me on the hit list, convinces Tom that they have to get rid of her. So like it did feel kind of like a must win for Kate here. But impressive. Like, you get this envelope and you end up on the hit list and you're the one person that wins. Like, we have to give Kate her flowers. She is running shit.
Okay. Well, Tom and Tyson, they know they're in trouble. Kate is off the hit list. She gets to pick who gets to go on the reward with her. She's going to pick New York and Paul.
Oh, my dream.
I know. I'm so happy. It's like, Jenny, is this it? Is this heaven? Is this what it looks like?
Like, I just want to hang out with those three for an afternoon. I mean, I don't know if I want to do the like Cirque school that they did.
Sign me up.
You would like that?
I think it looks fun, but I think that I'd be sore after.
Like Paul, I too am a clown, and so I finally felt like, okay, I found my people. Okay, amongst the carnies and the circus freaks. No, not at all. No, Paul is impressive. Put me on the swing. I think I'm okay on the swing, but the ropes and stuff like that. Give me my red nose and my big old clown shoes and my clown wig, and I'll be all right.
So there was a tense conversation between Kate and Tom in the kitchen. We had the running good counter for how many times the word good got mentioned.
It was good. It was good. It's good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Everything's fine. It's good. It's good. It's good. Clearly these people do not trust each other anymore. Yeah, they're out. They're out.
Yeah.
Like, imagine not knowing if Kate liked you or not. Like, she's just so like straight to the point. Like, I can't imagine the stress and terror when you've pissed Kate off and she's doing that. Good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling good. Good. Like, that's terrifying.
And she is the queen of customer service. She's from below deck. She was the head stewardess, right? That was her thing. She was chief stew. Since she's known for people liking her and being inviting, but that's for work. She turns it off, and you're just like, I think she wants me dead, Yeah. And so this would stress me out. I would not like to be in this position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find it very familiar. I feel like,
how so?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've had an interaction in the kitchen like that?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this. Yeah. this is. I feel like a movie.
You sleep good?
Seen. Yeah.
Be more specific.
Why are you like this right now? It's like, oh, you don't know? Okay. But we get that great scene that I was talking about before with Kate and Paul, where Paul is a little bit unsure where he is. He's talking to Drita, but he goes to Kate and she said, Paul, just get to it. You're with me until you piss me off. That's it. Okay?
These people are so annoyed by Paul. Because Paul, like, we have seen 2 full seasons of Big Brother where Paul is nothing but talking game 24/7, like just bullshitting people around the clock and just talking through everything. And as a fellow freaking yapper, like, it, I truly understand and get it. This is not the group for Paul, especially where we're at now.
Jenny, and he was beloved in those Big Brother houses.
Yes, exactly. But
Raven drank his Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Kate would not go near his Kool-Aid. Like, Kate would have nothing to do with his Kool-Aid. There is a difference between Raven Walton and Kate Chastain. So
should we get Raven on the podcast to break down Paul's game so far?
Yeah, I do want to know how Paul has implemented things that he learned from Raven's game in the House of Villains.
The true mastermind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
puppet master.
I don't know. What did he learn from Raven's game that became a really like a big part of his strategy here. But that's the thing is like Paul is so used to playing a game like this where, again, Big Brother, you also have nothing else to do. These people do get their phones, and also a lot of them are like older and want to go to bed at a reasonable hour because they're like, what the fuck else am I doing? Like, I'm going to talk to my kids and then I'm going to go to sleep. So, but Paul is just like, all right, like, I think I can talk about this. I can take this angle with somebody. And like everyone sees through and they're like, cut the shit, Paul. Like, yeah, you're fine. I actually wish you would talk less. I think I would like you more. So funny. It's so funny. I love him.
So Kate and Tyson, there's no love lost there. It feels like that when Kate feels like she has like something that she can wound you with, she's going to twist the knife. It seems like that she feels like she has this with Tyson and pickleball. And I feel like that she really wants to opens up like, hey, why don't you play tennis like a grown-up?
It's hard to know if she really feels that way or if she's saying it because it's Tyson. There's a world where Kate literally does not respect pickleball, right? And it's just like, it just happens to be the thing that Tyson loves to do. So, but because Tyson is the victim of her ire right now, it does feel like she's kind of picking on him. And he says it. Tyson is a villain because of the way he played Survivor Tocantins, right? He was a bully back then. He was making fun of people at their expense. And then he ended up on Heroes vs. Villain because of that game. This man who is known for being a villain is like, yeah, I think I'm going to go sit over there because Kate is mean. It's like, oh my God. Kate is mean is what you say. You were on a tribe with Russell Hantz, with Boston Rob, Parvati. Like, Kate is mean. You know it's bad when Tyson is running from you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like trying to think about like, has Tyson really encountered anyone like Kate though in all of the games that he's played? Like, I just think that she's such a unique type of reality TV personality and just personality in general that like I don't know that Tyson knows how to spar with someone, or he just like is at the age where he's like, I don't want to. Like, there's no point. Anything I say is just fueling her more. Like he does have her clocked in that, she is driven by revenge and retaliation. So like, what is the point in even saying anything back? It's just going to feed her more. But I will say her criticism of pickleball by saying like, why don't you just play tennis like a real adult? Is that something that Tyson is really going to feel insulted by? Like, do you think that Tyson really looks at himself and is like, I care about being seen as a real adult and like a highbrow person? Like, I say this with the utmost amount of love as a person of approaching age and does not see themselves as a real adult. So I just really think that like that's not something that Tyson cares about.
To be fair, her exact words were, you should play tennis because it's more chic. Is what she said, and I really don't think Tyson cares about being chic.
Exactly.
I disagree. I think Tyson would like to be chic.
Tyson loves to be chic. My bad. I don't know him as well as you
but
do.
He's chic in his own way. Like, I don't think that he cares about being chic in the way that Kate thinks is chic.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward Rob now because Jenny, by the end of this episode, we will see Tyson in a suit with a bolero tie. I have never seen this man dressed like this. He won Survivor in one of those T-shirts that looks like a tuxedo. She said, "You're not chic," and Tyson was like, damn, I need to dress up. I need to put my suit on. And I don't want Kate to see me because she might make fun of me.
He will like dress up in some sort of like, he lives in Arizona. He does have like sort of like a New Mexico side of like his wardrobe where he will wear, cowboy boots. He will wear like a 10-gallon hat sometimes and a bolo tie. Yeah. So he does have that look that he will go to sometimes. I don't know if it was.
I like it too. I think it's a good look for him too, because it's like it's style, it's fancy, but it's like not like a stiff suit. Like, I don't know. I just think that actually was such a great style for him. But like, everyone was shocked. They were like, okay.
She called his bluff. She said, you're not chic. And he said, I'll show you chic, Kate.
I'll show you
Damn it. I'll show you chic. I've never seen him dressed like this. Again, he won $1 million on a live finale of Survivor sitting up there in a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
This man is. Kate said he wasn't chic, and he's like, I'll be damned if you make fun of me, lady.
Bringing out my chicest outfit.
My chicest outfit.
You know how you could tell that the "why don't you play tennis like an adult" didn't bother him is because he then pivots from this to go make a super bed with Tom.
He was jumping in the bed. Yeah. They were like, it's a super bed. I was like, or just like, like a king size bed. But they push it together just so they can jump in it. I thought they were going to make a fort or something cool. They just like, all right, they just jump in the bed a little bit.
I am unapologetically like obsessed with wholesome male friendship where and we get so much of it, like the childish joyful nature between Tyson and Tom, in that like, oh yeah, I'm not a real adult, I'm pushing my bed together with my best friend and we're jumping on the bed together, and then we're gonna put our puppets in a compromising position and like throw a bunch of nuts on us. Like this is not a man that cares about being like seen as refined and liking like a highbrow sport like tennis over pickleball. Like Tyson is unserious ultimately.
Okay. We have a rebranded pizza party. Pizza got a bad rap at the House of Villains house, but that Drita is gonna bring pizza back.
Yeah, she's trying to reclaim it. I don't want to move too far ahead because I have to point out that New York telling Tyson and Tom to rub their lotion on each other's back because it was erotic and saying that she needed some Nilla wafers. I think she should be in jail. Why would you say that about
her allies? Wild shit in this.
She said, "Bring me some Nilla wafers."
Been changed
for this banana split. I was done. I'm done. It's cooked.
No, she's watching this bromance in a different way. Like I'm like, oh, I love when men are vulnerable with each other and they have like really wholesome friendships. And she's like, now kiss.
Now kiss.
Yeah. Well, Chappell, you called her last week. You know her so well that you felt like that maybe that something is going on with New York right now. She's going through something.
She's going nuts, baby. Yeah, she's missing her boo thing probably. She's engaged. She put it on him. He proposed, and now she's stuck in the house with all these men. And I think she's into it. I think she likes what she sees now. I don't think it's going to go anywhere after this because she is a loyal woman and a strong woman. But she can have fantasies. She can think about certain things. I don't blame her for going there. Right? She just wants to watch. That's all. Who among us?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk about anybody's old jobs at the pizza party?
Yeah, Christine working at Taco Bell and Sonic is crazy. That's actually insane. That's actually the wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, like what?
That's the sales pipeline. You start with Sonic and Taco Bell, and then all of a sudden, you're a realtor on Selling Sunset.
You think she's worried about having the slayest look when she was the skating around at Sonic Drive-In?
I bet she freaking served as Sonic, and I'm not talking about the food.
No, not the food. Not the food. The food you waited on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she had a good lunch for sure.
She was a Sonic baddie for sure.
Yeah. We didn't end up talking about what happened to the letter at some point where Tyson put it under the chair, and then so Kate would be stuck being on the hit list. But ultimately, Paul is going to relay this information back to Kate, which, I mean, Tyson did go and tell Paul not to open the letter. This was some way to thank him, Paul.
Paul has been dying to play the game. Like Jenny said, this is the Paul that I know. You can't trust this man. And so he went out of his way to throw Tyson under the bus. And I think that Tyson wasn't necessarily trying to stick Kate with the letter, but he was trying to protect Paul from having the letter. He talked about it at the beginning of the episode where he was like, I'm running out of allies here, and I think Paul would be willing to work with me. So I don't want Paul on the hit list. So now it is coming back to bite him a little bit. Paul, for him to be working so hard and people normally not really paying too much attention to his strategic moves, I do think this is really good because it does solidify that anything that Tom and Tyson are trying to say about Kate, about how this was an accident and all this stuff, this is the nail in the coffin for them as far as the both of them going on the block. Will it keep Paul off the block? We are yet to see, but I thought it was a really good move for him.
Here's the thing is like Tyson was trying to have everything he wanted here. And so, you know, whereas before he would have been happy to see Paul go, he now recognizes that like this is a free agent and the Kate and Drita and Christine side of things is a problem for him. And what's important is to get that broken up. And it would be way too easy for that group to just make sure that Paul is the easy person to just get to open the envelope last. And that's not good for Tyson. Tyson is now like, I don't need to get out the person that has no allies. I need to make that person my ally. But Paul, this is where Paul is actually a good game player and is like correctly reading the floater position that he's now in, where it's just like, okay, well, I'm not really the top priority for either of these sides. The best thing I can do is just use information to my advantage. And, you know, if you're Paul, you're never going to be Tyson's top ally as long as Tom is in the house. So he's not gonna bend over backwards for Tyson. So why not say like, oh yeah, Tyson came and told me not to open this envelope. You already have the information at this point. You're not gonna open the envelope. What's the harm in sharing that? So I actually do love this, like from Paul. Like I actually think that this is a great position to be.
Speaking of bending over backwards, should we talk about the Cirque School?
I thought it was fun. Jenny, you wouldn't like this?
I would be happy to be there. I think it would be fun. I'm just thinking about like I would be sore after. I think that because like I'm just not used to like all the bending. I don't know, and like I would embarrass myself maybe, but maybe I would surprise myself and be really graceful. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, well, what about you?
I don't think this is for me.
Why did Paul have where did the costume come from when they got back? Paul fully had a clown costume and like a lollipop. And like Kate in New York did not have any sort of garb.
Chappell, I feel like that maybe are you more familiar with Cirque du Soleil? I feel like that, do they have like acrobats but also clowns and something like that? Maybe we just saw the acrobat stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure these people had clowns there. You know, it's, you can't say this is a circus type vibe and not have at least a clown outfit. You probably don't use it in the same way, but I think even Cirque du Soleil has clowns. They're just not your typical big afro, red nose, you know.
They're fancy clowns.
Yeah, fancy clowns. But like people like me and Paul, you hear clown and you look up and say, huh, what? And so I'm not shocked at all that he made sure he had that outfit on. I would have had it on too. You know, I don't like games, but this is not a game. This is not a competition. This is shenanigans, and I love shenanigans.
I've never heard you have a desire to dress up like a clown before.
I don't have a desire to dress up like a clown, but if you tell me, would you like to bowl or dress up like a clown? I'm picking the clown outfit. I don't want to compete. There's no competition in this. I've been pretty open about my lack of competitive edge. Can you?
Sure, you can compete to have the most fun.
Oh no, see that's how they lie to you. That's how they get you, Jenny. That's what competitive people say. And you are a competitive person, so I know not to trust it.
No way.
Jenny, stop. Jenny, stop.
One of the things I thought was fun in this meetup was, so New York is kind of like a double agent here, where that she is tight with Kate. She certainly doesn't want to go up on the hit list. This is her roommate, but she's with Tyson and Tom, and she's trying to play it off like she's not, but Kate's onto her.
Yeah, she knows. And New York looks so good. When she put on this new wig, hey, I see you, girl. I was so distracted by how beautiful she looked. Kate was not, though. She saw straight through this at the circus training game. I don't know. She seemed like Cirque School. Yeah, at Cirque School, she seemed like she was trying to be subtle. When she gets back to the house, she pulls them to the side, like, hey, just so y'all know, they're coming for you. And people keep walking in. So you see New York doing the Big Brother the Big Brother game where you're like, okay, I think such and such. Hey, girl, what's going on, Christine? I didn't even see you over there. No, seriously, they're coming for y'all. Then somebody else leaves the room. She's like, Tom, you need to make sure you go talk to Kate. Like, New York is at the center of the strategy. She's leading this alliance. Jenny, we've made it.
We've made it. We were one nut away from
one nut.
Our New York. It's not HOH, but you know what I mean.
It feels like an HOH to me. Damn it!
It could have been an HOH. Yeah. Here's the thing, though, because Kate is clocking that New York is with Tyson because Tyson, in that redemption challenge, looks and says, "Okay, New York,
want a kiss?
You want to kiss?" And she like that is information to be like, she cared that much to help Tyson get off of the hit list. That means something here. And I'm sure that you're probably also observing how people are in the house, and she's probably seeing New York and Tyson outside talking about birds and squirrels together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also, if you've done your homework and you've watched the previous seasons of House of Villains, you are anticipating that Tyson is the kind of player that New York is going to work with. Like, you don't watch season 2 and see New York and Wes working together and think like, you know what? I bet you New York hates Tyson Apostle. Like, it just, when you see that in the house that they actually get along, you're like, they're working together. Like, this is a very clear thing. And this is not to say like, oh, Kate isn't incredible. Like, but it's also just like, it makes a lot of sense here. But yeah, like this is where it becomes a dangerous situation for New York, where needs to be a third nominee, and it's Tom and Tyson, and if they're clocking that you are a friend of TNT, then boom, dynamite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like to call him Thompson. That's my alliance name for Tom and Tyson.
The Thompson twins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I thought at one point Tyson was going to throw New York under the bus, because I felt like that Kate came in the room and I thought he said like, "Hey, should we all talk about it?" Like he would like I felt like he said something around about like that he was almost like I thought blowing up her spot, but it didn't seem like it went that way.
No, he still knows he has a chance to win the redemption challenge. There's no point in throwing New York under the bus right now, because if he sits next to New York, he goes home anyway, right? So he needs all the allies he can get.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you've pissed off New York. Like, you should not be pissing off New York for no reason. Like, unless it's wise. Like the last stop, like on your journey. You know what I mean? And even then, you really should not do that. All
right. So Tyson and Kate talk, and Kate is pissed about the letter. Why'd you hide the letter under the chair?
It's just valid questions, right? And Tyson really doesn't have a real answer for it. I guess I just wanted you to keep it. You know, it was, she has all the power. She knows that she has leverage. She knows where the bodies are buried. And so now she's just playing with her food, really, you know? And this is, again, why Kate is so scary, because she's such a straight shooter that Tyson knows he's getting nowhere with him. She's not even trying to sell him like, oh no, it's perfectly fine. You know, no, we're good. We're good together. She's just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yep. Yep. Cool. Yeah. She's giving him nothing. And so for a player like Tyson, who's looking for an angle, looking to get in, looking to re-ingratiate himself with the majority, it's very off-putting, right? He knows he's talking to a brick wall.
And then we see Kate talk to Tom, and Tom is trying to apologize, and she's not having that either. And she asks him, "Is Tyson your boss?"
She's running the house like the Navy.
Well, because Tom is trying to say like, well, I didn't tell him to do that. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do that. And Kate's just like, oh, is Tyson your boss? You just have to do everything that he says.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a super bed. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You can't break that bond.
That lady is in charge of the house. Okay. We saw Christine waking her up first thing in the morning, like, Kate, would you like some coffee, please? She's like, yeah, cream and sugar, please. Yeah, Kate's like, Christine's like, yes, okay, please, thank you, God, thank you. She says, and she doesn't say, I think Kate's gonna put me up on the block. She says she's gonna say something CUNTY about me, and I don't want to hear that. Kate is so cutting that these people who are known for being villains are running scared.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's she's hitting them from every angle. Like people are working with her out of fear, but also like a respectful fear. They're like, you are very powerful, and I do not want to feel your wrath, even if it is not even about the game. Please don't yell at me.
So we're finally going to get to our nomination ceremony inside the bookcase, and Kate is going to pick out who goes on the hit list. And here comes Tyson, looking very chic, I might add.
Coincidence? Or because Kate said, step it up. Yeah, she puts Tyson on the block. He has no words in response. He's just like, oh, okay, cool. Joel McHale obviously being like, come on, man, you know what? We signed you up for this show. You have to say something crazy.
Joel's and
then Tom does something very odd. He basically says, if you didn't put me up, I was willing to go and help promote your social media page by commenting on everything. He thinks he's on the cast of The Traitors still.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what Tom did here, I love this because it also provided the opportunity for the show to do like its silly thing where like you had the little graphic in the corner of like Instagram. I just like loved this monologue of true like reality influencer respect. It's like I thought we were so good that I was going to interact with your sponsored posts to ramp up engagement. I want to help. That is how you know
you're good with somebody, though, Jenny.
That's what I am literally saying that is like the biggest sign of respect of the influencer world. Like, okay, I am going to engage with your sponsored post. Get that bag, friend. Like, so I loved this from Tom because I just thought it was like, yeah, he meant every word because he knows how important that is.
It's important.
It is. Yeah. And he's not going to do it now.
Nope.
She blew it.
So you'll have to rely on somebody else to comment on those white stripped ads.
Okay.
It seemed like Plain Jane and Johnny were commenting on the post as well.
And then we get a freaking cliffhanger.
Boo!
Yeah.
Boo!
Cliffhanger for the least important position here. Like, here's the thing. I love this show. I love the show. I love what they do. And if they have to make a cliffhanger at the end of the episode, sure, fine. But there is not a lot of suspense on who this third nominee is here because ultimately it's inconsequential. When you're looking at the board, you see who's going to be voting in a lot of scenarios. One of Tom or Tyson is going to go here. The bromance is going to be split up.
Well, just to add to your point about the third nominee, Jenny, that I think it probably is a nothing burger, and that's why they cliffhanger it here, where that it's like, okay, I think that like
if it was New York, she would pop off.
If it's Christine, it's like, oh, Christine, like it's really, I don't want you to go home, and she's like, it's cool, girl, I'll get you coffee later. Like that's kind of a soft note to end the episode on. So maybe if you do the cliffhanger. Then it's like, oh, it's actually the more suspense than, is it going to be New York? Is it going to be Paul?
Yeah. And I really think that that's another reason why it all leads to it just being Christine, because I think that I can imagine the other three kind of showing up to like say a little something, but ultimately like the third spot is like in this scenario is not someone that is really feeling like a target, so it doesn't even make a lot of sense for them to pop off. That doesn't mean like I'd still see New York flipping the F out if she gets put up in the third spot here, which is why I don't think that it's her. But yeah, I think that of all of these people, Christine is the person that's like, listen, you had to pick someone, especially if Kate says exactly what I said. It was like, I need to pick someone who is definitely staying next to one of these people, so it's fine.
Well, how does Christine take it? Right? Is she reasonable enough to say, "Hey, I understand why you did that, and it's okay with me," or does she look around and say, that means I'm expendable to you, and I should probably be flipping sides. We really have to look at what happens now that Kate has to potentially make an enemy. You know, if Kate's staying true to her word, then she's not going to put up Paul, which would be the least amount of blood she could get on her hands. But by putting up Christine, New York, or Drita, she's going against the Charlie's Angels Alliance or her roommate, New York. And I think that's bad all around. You know, Kate, although she has won 2 supervillain challenges in a row, nobody has won 3 in the history of the show. And so if she were to win 3 in a row, that would keep her safe. But then at that point, she's still cracking skulls a little bit. She's got to put people on the block. She's got to start making enemies. This game is not designed for you to make it all the way to the end without pissing somebody off.
Yeah, this should wake up Christine if she is the third nominee here. And this is where she, you know, if she is really coming to play, needs to enact the strategy she spoke about in the last episode where she said she was going to make Paul her bitch and say, okay, I'm clearly not a high priority for the Kates and Dritas of the world here. Tom and Tyson have their own thing. New York kind of seems like she's on that side with them, and no one's putting up New York. I need to start working with Paul here and be the person that's like, it's you and me. Like, I need to find someone who's going to pick me first, and that could be Paul. I think that's what you have to do and wake up to if you're Christine and you're getting picked as the third nominee here.
Can we talk about the next time on House of Villains?
Whew. Of course.
Oh,
seems like
my God,
we're getting a lot of visitors.
It looks like people from these people's past, from past shows, because we did see Josh Martinez, who we know is tied to Paul in the history of Big Brother. But I also saw Chance from I Love New York. And as someone who is currently talking about I Love New York, my mouth fell on the floor, my tongue fell out and rolled down the street, because why is he back on television? I don't know who else that was in that preview. Oh, Candy Muse, of course, which I don't know if Candy is just the vehicle for this or if Candy is coming in as almost like New York's former, another New York friend. But it looks like Candy is showing up with some people from these people's past. And I don't know. I wonder who else is going to pop up in this group.
I could have sworn I thought I spotted Jervis Peterson in the background.
Oh,
yes.
I mean,
yes.
If there's someone connected to someone, there needs to be someone for Tyson. And yeah, I didn't spot an obvious Tyson connection, but now I need to go back and watch this and see if I spot Jervis as well. Wow.
I'm so happy. Just, this is so good. I'm so happy.
It was deep in the back. I thought I saw him.
No, you probably saw him. You probably saw him. If you think you saw Jervis, I wagered that you saw him.
You might have seen him. Yeah.
You might have seen him. Oh, that's so cool. I'm sorry.
So I wonder if they're going to run a comp together or how this is all going to work.
It's got to be, is it part of the redemption challenge or because there was another still, and I actually was like, oh, is this like the final 4? Because we saw Candy Muse talking to Kate, Drita, Paul in New York. But that could just be the 4 that aren't participating in the redemption challenge if it's Tyson, Tom, and Christine. So they could be there for something to do with the redemption challenge. But then I'm like, why would there be people connected to people that aren't in the redemption challenge there? Like, that's where I'm trying to be like, what's the catch here? Because Josh is there for Paul. Paul's not playing. I don't know.
Just a party.
Maybe it's just a party, which is great. I support this completely.
Who is coming for Tom Sandoval is the real question.
Tom Force?
Yeah. I was like, are they bringing people back?
I don't know.
That could be messy. Yeah. More of this. Turn this up. I like this.
Okay.
And are we gonna get Drita versus Christine? That's what the edit made us like think. I don't know.
Okay, we shall see.
And then Tyson versus Paul, maybe. I don't know. Just saying.
All right, we'll see. When only 3 episodes left of House of Villains. Is that right?
If this is episode 7, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we are.
All right.
10.
we're in the home stretch here. That we want to let the listeners know that they can chat about every episode of House of Villains in the House of Villains group chat over on Chat BCC.
Rob, don't show your phone number.
Wait,
I didn't know your phone number on the screen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
555-555-5555.
I did not know that. I didn't know there was a chat. Because now you got to put all these people that we're getting on the next episode. Because I know for the Below Deck fans, I saw Crazy Chef Ben, and so I need.
He's already been on.
Put me in the Chat BCC group. I want to be a host. I got some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, can we get made to be hosts?
Yeah, put us down. We're gonna facilitate some cards.
They're like, we don't know who you are.
Yeah,
like you don't know who we are. Stop playing with us.
Richard Hatch is gonna be
okay,
like, and
sorry.
You are.
We love House of Villains.
Mm-hmm.
We're the foremost experts on this show, Jenny. Please, we're creating. Don't forget, we have signed up to create the Wikipedia page. I mean, to update it.
We're diving deep into the show, deeper than anyone should ever go.
Here's who's in the Chat BC. So Candy Muse, Safari, Plain Jane, Tyson, Richard Hatch,
all real,
Paul,
all real,
Camilla, Jesse.
Wait, okay,
not Camilla from Survivor.
Right, I was like, what?
Victoria,
Queen.
And let's see. So
we gotta get Larsa Pippen in there. We gotta get Larsa in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a few stragglers that we don't quite see. Like, where's Anfisa? Where we need is Bobby Lights in there?
Where's
we
Tom
gotta recruit.
Sandoval? Yeah.
Where's Tommy Sandoval? Yeah.
And Bananas isn't even in there. Where's Wes?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, Wes probably not gonna pop up. It was not the greatest time.
Check out go to robswebsite.com/VIP chat to go ahead and join.
Yeah, no, that's fun. That's so fun.
Mm-hmm. See if all the villains are getting along.
They shouldn't be. We signed up for villainy.
All right.
Stop
Jenny, what else is coming up for you?
Rob, I'm covering Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat.
Yes.
With Mike Bloom. And it's so Rob, have you had a chance to watch it yet?
I have not. I'm very far behind.
Oh my gosh, you're really busy. When you have a chance, please watch this because I know we had so much fun covering the first season of Jury Duty. Was that 2 summers ago now?
I don't even remember.
I think it was 2023. Is that 3? Oh, Jesus Christ. The time is flying over here. Oh my God. And I can't do math. I've never been able to. So on the We Know Reality feed, Mike Bloom and I will be back to cover episode 4 and 5 of 8 total episodes. So our second week of 3 weeks of coverage. Check that out. Having a really good time talking about this insane show with Mike Bloom. And that's pretty much it right now.
Okay. Chappell, what's coming up for you?
Well, if you want more Jury Duty coverage, I'm covering it too. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Me and Sarah Carradine, we're talking about it. We're talking.
Wow.
Check out Jenny's and check out mine. You know, Jenny, you show me yours. I'll show you mine. Check it out. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. We'll see whose pod's bigger. Put it on the table. Let it hang. We're doing that. Obviously. Look, me and Jenny are both long-winded, so that's a different type of contest. Okay,
that's how we roll.
Mike Bloom though. She got Mike Bloom. Damn, I'm fucked. So anyway, talking about I Love New York. Currently talking about I Love New York with Chappell live on YouTube every Sunday. Right now, subject to change because we got some other things to talk about after that. Mari and I just finished talking about Cross with Jason Reed. We have Matt Scott coming to talk about Beauty in Black next week. Abbott Elementary is still going on, and so Gia and I are covering it. And Rob, you and I are talking about Paradise.
It's been so good, and I was watching some Paradise YouTube videos today, Chappell, getting ready for the big season finale coming up on Monday. So very pumped up for us Paradise fans.
Yeah,
they put out 3 the first week, and then it's just like boom, boom, boom. Yeah,
streaming culture, man.
Paradise is ending, and Extracted is ending as well. We are looking at the finale with me and Mary, and so yeah, so much content right now, Rob.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next time. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.